Hey everybody, it is JPT back with Rimworld. Great news and some bad news. Let's go with the bad news first. Well, originally I had to rebuild my machine and I did not realize that the Rimworld save files, where you load your colonies, are not saved where you install the game. They're actually installed in one of your Windows Profile Apps folders, and I did not back up Microtin. So that was going to be a problem anyways. But then I recorded a couple new episodes, just 2 new episodes, and then on top of that, they released Alpha 9, which they say you cannot load old games with Alpha 9. So started a new colony. Nothing really major had happened yet. And then basically realized that I'd release 2 videos and then have to restart another world on top of that. So I went ahead and put a pause on releasing those videos, and here we are today. I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. So I've already warmed up to starting a new colony, that's for sure. A couple new things in the game, though. Not just a couple new things. Alpha 9, lots of really interesting things. Alcohol is in the game now. There's different artwork, personal shields, artillery shells, deterioration. That's a $5 word. Surgery can fail now. You can rescue incapacitated neutral people and heal them, and then their factions are like, yay, we like you. Guns have quality levels now, which is going to affect your accuracy. Heavy SMG is in there. Psychic foil helmet, corn and rice. People can vomit, which I think is funny. Food poisoning, which is probably going to cause you to have a vomit or, a hangover. Let's see. Pause on load screen. New sound effects. Lots of optimization. People now have specific ages. Not only do they have their biological age, but they also have their chronological age, and I'll explain that here in a minute. Also, dates are now relative to specific years, which is pretty cool. And a bunch of really other interesting stuff, like apparel has some new stuff. It's just bonkers crazy. So the first thing we need to do is we need to generate a world. So I'm going to go with JPT Plays. We'll generate that world and take a look at the map. I've seen this map already. Lots of variety here. So we'll save and finish that. So you have to create your world first before you can actually create a colony. It's kind of a little thing that they don't teach you very well, but we'll do that. We'll go with Cassandra Classic at casual mode. And then this is the world that I just created. As you can see, this is the day and time I'm doing this. So we'll go ahead and click on select, and I already know where I want to start. I'm going to start right here, because this has limestone, granite, and marble. It's flat, it's a forest, it has some pretty good temperatures, and the growing period is March through October. And I'm going to actually change my map size here as well, because it's kind of weird, but I'm going to start it there, and we're going to start actually in March. I'm going to start early because I don't want to go right into winter, because it could be random, and it could start you right in the winter, and that's not a good place to be. So we'll go ahead and close that, and we'll select this as our site. Next thing we got to do is we got to come up with some people to plop down on this planet. Let's see, incapable of carrying, social, or hauling. Well, I don't like you already. So sorry, Jose. No way, Jose. Ha ha ha. I'm made up funny. Let's see, incapable of intellectual and crafting. If you can't craft, you can't be in my world. I'm sorry. Too smart. Really? Too smart for our own good. Global learning factor is 80%. Wow. Mental break threshold is plus 12. Heat tolerant. Naturally cool and handles warm temperatures better than most. That's pretty cool. Also an optimist. You're also 42, but your chronological age is 630 years. That's what I'm talking about right there, people. That's crazy. She's so old. She was born in 4869. The game starts in 5500. Wow, she's been in cryosleep for quite some time. Let's see. Decent shooting, decent melee, decent construction. She was a janitor. Why is her name Eminent? That's silly. We'll keep her for now. Okay, so he's technically 310 years old. What is this? Naturally upbeat about the situation. Oh, cool. And he's a hard worker. I like this guy already. Great medicine, good cook, decent research. I like this guy. And we got Alita. Capable of none. One of the things that you'll find is that if they're incapable of, I'm pretty sure if they're incapable of scary, they will not fight fighters. So don't get anybody that can't fight fighters, because you're just kind of screwed at that point. Wow. Psychically dull? Oh yeah, I like you. Steadfast, mentally tough, and won't break down under the stress. Has an intense fascination with chemical sources of enjoyment. Oh, she will consume much more of them, and is more likely to go on binges. That could prove to be interesting. Basically, that's a fun way of saying alcoholic. Just saying. Also 53 years old. A little on the old side of things for me, but I'll take it. Because she, seems like a pretty hard worker. This one is I'm kind of worried about, so we'll randomize this one again. We got to get a young person. Because we've got a 35-year-old and a 53. We got to get somebody younger. 27. Neil. A heat lover, and also has chemical interest. Ooh, but a good grower. That's the thing, a good grower. None of these other people have good growing skills. He's got decent mining skills compared to everybody else. Decent social. Neil Boxer McDougal. That's a weird middle name. We're going to call this guy Dave. Or no. David. Dave. That's just going to... He's a housemate? What's a housemate? As an adult, kept house and cared for children. Oh, that's cool. So he's got +3 to cooking, +3 to medicine, and +2 to crafting. So this stuff all plays into that. Grew up as a shelter child. That's cool. Doesn't do... that, but okay, so their backstories kind of explain a little bit. Was a minor noble and a deep space miner, so I think these are the characters we're going to go with. This could make things interesting. I'm a little worried on the 53, but hey, it is what it is. Basically, at this point, if I click start, sometimes the game freaks out, which freaks out my recording, so I'm going to stop the recording here and come back when we're landing on the planet. So stay tuned. The three of you awake in your cryosleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Click. Let's do this. Alright, so we're all down. Dave's got quite the haircut there. I guess Dave is making up for Boxer's lack of hair. And Alita. Nice, nice, nice. So here we go. First thing you always want to do is you want to select the things around you and say, hey, I want to pick these up. It's not forbidden. Not forbidden to pick these things up. It's totally cool. I paused the game as well. Wait. No, I want the silver that's underneath you. Basically, as you collect items, they'll show up over here. Silver is great for future trading. Looks like we got lots of silver. I like it. A good number of meals on the wheels. We'll pick up these as well. Who is my good shooters? Who are my good shooters? So 3, 3, and 3. So everybody pretty much has the same thing. Who has a fire for shooting? Alita. Well, you're going to get that survival rifle. Dave, you just pick up that pistol next to you. And Boxer, you come over here and pick up the knife. They usually start you with a number of weapons, which is really good. Let's zoom out and take a look at what we're dealing with here. Wow, this is a big old map compared to what we played on last time. So I think I played like on a medium map, but I'm going to give this one a go. I'm not seeing any cryosleep chambers on the map right away. I am seeing lots of survival meals, so we'll tell those, hey, we can pick those up. I'm seeing all that stuff down there. It says various. Oh, it's both iron and that. Don't want to miss anything. So this is one of the first things that people always recommend that you do is you take a look around the map, just make sure that you pick up anything, or at least set things to be picked up, because sometimes people don't go right away. And I'll show you how you can kind of force that subject. Wow, this is a big map. This is going to take me a long time to take a look at. But yeah, I'm really excited actually to maybe put some of the things that I learned to the test for the last, 16 episodes. Played quite a bit. Basically, as you watch me play, you're watching me play. There's very little off-camera work. I'm sure that last sentence didn't make any sense, but I play in real time. So I very rarely have played this game off-camera. Basically, as you're experiencing it, I'm experiencing it at the same rate. Which I like. I like that about some games. Allows us to experience that together, kind of see the downfalls of what I know and what I don't know. Usually what I don't know gets me more trouble, although that may not be the case. So we're finding a lot of survival meals, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and pick up that stuff as well. So the reason why I had to basically redo my computer is because I was experiencing some really weird recording crippling issues. So I kind of had to put a big old pause button on a couple of my series, and I actually was able to debut a couple new ones since my computer seems, knock on wood, to be acting a little bit better now. Look at all this stuff we would have missed if we wouldn't been doing this. So again, this is a crucial step. You might think it's a little boring, but it could save you. Could save your colony in the long run. Look at all this stuff. Would have never done that. And I smell bacon. My wife is making bacon. What a lady. She's had 4 snow days from work. She works in childcare, and they pretty much follow the school system, and it's been just snowing and snowing and snowing. We got lots of snow, and school's been not really been in session, so she's getting a little cabin fever. Really wants to get back to work. Totally understand. Let's see. Yeah, holding down shift makes you zoom around the map faster. Hopefully that doesn't make you sick. So yeah, it looks like we got most of what we need. I'm going to hit Z and X, so those are the keys I've mapped it back to get to the characters, so I can kind of zoom around that way. Alright, so we got ourselves some marble over here, some compacted steel. You kind of want to put yourself a little bit close to just about everything. I'm not seeing this, which kind of concerns me. So it makes me think that we might want to move. Wow, we're not seeing that anywhere close to us, which is a big, big bummer. We got a lake here. Steam geysers, not the case. What's this? Wait, that's a limestone wall around something that's undiscovered? That's really weird. Makes me wonder if there's something inside there. That'd be kind of cool. This seems like a pretty good shelter, but again, not being close to... Oh, wait, look at this. Look at all this stuff. We're going to miss that too. Not being close to Steam has me... Oh, jeez, look at that. Let me just keep going north. Maybe we'll just keep following that line of goodies. Nope. So yeah, not being close to Steam kind of has me concerned, because look how far we are from that one. We've got a couple buildings over here, but no Steam. Oh, that's worrisome. We would have... Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff we would have missed. Basically, Steam is a really good resource for power in the future. So I would like to set up a base really close to one. But also like to see some buildings that we could utilize. Yeah, I think the closest one we're going to get to is if it's not this one, which is fairly close to some stuff. We're going to have to go with this one up here, I think. Which is, I mean, we could, in a way, we could make our colony roll long like this, which could work. It wasn't really the idea that I was going for. Really not close to any resources either, other than this up here. So I think this might be the best place for us to settle in on. But before we do that, one of the things that you want to do, see, firefighting, yeah, we like firefighting, is that this is the automatic priority screen that you're looking at. Let's look at the factions real quick. Okay, so we got good relations with these two threshers. We could probably buy them, and these guys are hostile. So these are the guys that will come in and be like, hey, oh, good, we're going to get attacked by the beavers. These are the guys that will come in and kind of wreck your world. This is the world we're living on right now. Got some history and some stats. Right now we're doing pretty good. We got some pretty good wealth. And this is the actual playtime. So that might be pretty interesting to kind of keep track of my recordings to my recordings linked to my overall playtime, which I think is pretty cool. But this here, you can keep it automatic. You can kind of check and uncheck things like basically hunting. Their relevant skills is 3, but like you can turn on construction, this is okay. But what I really like to do is set manual priorities. And the higher the priority to the left, the sooner they'll do it. But like they always say, make your number one priority. And I'm just left clicking or right clicking to depend on that. Always make firefighting your number one priority, because if a fire breaks out in your colony, that could be the end of a lot of things. So basically, by setting this to 1 and having it as the highest priority on this scale, they will drop everything they're doing if there's a fire and fight the fire. You always want to do that. You always want to make that your highest priority. Then your next, quote-unquote, 1 would be probably their highest skill. So in the case of Dave, he's got a really good medicine priority. So we would want to probably set his doctoring to be 1 as well. So basically, if he's not fighting a fire and there's someone sick, he'll try to fix him up. I wish I could move this window so we could see this over here. But I guess we just kind of keep clicking back and forth. Next is his research or cooking. I think cooking would be probably a pretty good 2 in this case, outside of his researching, because research is pretty low on the totem pole. But if he's not cooking, he could be researching. So basically, as it goes down, it finds the next one. I like to set everybody to just do everything. Like if everyone can help out, I know that could maybe be a problem with this new thing. Like people that aren't good cooks could maybe kill you with food poisoning. So that's something that I should take a look at. Let's see, cooking is 3, 6, and 3. So, but they've got a passion for it. Alita has a passion for the cooking. So maybe set that as a 2. So the only thing I'm going to do off camera is probably do this screen for right now. I'm going to doll this up so you guys can see it, and I will be back with that shortly. Okay, I think I'm at a place where I feel pretty comfortable at. So number 1 priority is going to be firefighting. His number 1 priority is going to be doctoring, because he's got a 9 out of 20 skill on that. Basically setting 1 for patient, because patient means they go to a medical bed if they need to get treatment. That's really crucial. This is a new one. Controllers flick switches. So rather than, let's say, select a turret and turn it on like I would do that, I actually have to give the command, and then one of these people will go and turn that on, which could prove to be interesting, especially if we turn turrets off before combat. Like basically, I turn my turrets off to minimize power consumption when we're not fighting. So as soon as we know people are coming in, I'm going to need to turn those turrets on, give them enough time to go do that. So if they're not basically doing their top priority, they're going to go flip that switch. And I'm almost tempted to turn 1 for Dave, because he could be stuck crafting something and not flipping a switch. So this is the best way I do this. Okay, so it's like, okay, if we're not let's start off with Dave. Okay, if Dave's not firefighting, he's doctoring. If he's not doctoring, he's going to be a patient. Well, if of course he's not hurt, he's going to go flip a switch. And if he's not going to go flip a switch, boom, he's crafting. Then you go to your next one. Okay, so if he's not crafting, he's wardening. Well, if he's not wardening somebody, he's going to be cooking. If he's not cooking, then he's going to be hauling things away, or to a place. If he's not hauling, he's going to be cleaning. If he's not cleaning, he's going to be researching. If he's not doing any of that, then he's constructing or repairing or cutting plants. And if he's not doing that, then he's going to hunt, or he's going to grow, or he's going to mine, or he's going to do art. Now this one I might do to 3, because despite him having 1 out of 20 skill, we really could use more miners. So does that make sense? Like, this is how you kind of do manual priorities in a sense. This one might get changed to somebody else. Let's look at Boxer. Not firefighting, you're being a patient. If you're not patient, you're growing. Typically, you want to leave your ones to their really good things. Okay, so if they're not doing that, they're doctoring. If they're not doing that, then they're controlling. So I have a good feeling that keeping this as a 2 for them, they may actually beat Dave to that, because if we go back to being 2 on that, he could be crafting and it's not really going to cause him to go away if Boxer can do it. Because really, yeah, there is the hulling though. So I got to set somebody to a priority 1 on this, I feel like. So that's why we do this. This is a part of the setup of the game. We'll probably just die the next episode, don't worry. No, hopefully that won't happen. But this is important. I feel like this is really important for you guys to see. So let's see. If we're not firefighting, we're being a patient. If we're not doing that, we're mining. Well, if we're not doing that, then we're controlling. I feel like we might do that. And you could probably actually just manually click somebody and right-click them and tell them, hey, go flip that switch, and they'd probably do it. So I'm not going to worry myself too much with this. So that is kind of where we are at. And speaking of where we're at, I've pretty much decided this is going to be the area that we're going to build in. Another thing that I was reading was that, where is it at? Eating now takes priority over emergency work, and that includes firefighting if somebody is starving. So that's not good. And then colonists also haul the max amount of stuff they can carry to stockpiles, which I like. And let's see. The day is now from 20,000 to 24,000 ticks. In the month used to be 14 days. Well, now it's 12 days, which is pretty nice. And then colonists are also bothered by people walking around inside the room while they sleep. So we may just build separate rooms right away, because normally I just like occupy a building like this. Normally they're bigger than this, and everybody sleeps in the same room. Whereas for this point, we might just go ahead and build our colony to where they all have their separate rooms. But the first thing we need to do, I think, is let's just go ahead and set a zone for a stockpile. Of course, they want a home region. Colonists will repair buildings, clean floors, and extinguish fires only in the home region. So let's go ahead and set that. I've never done that before. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, it tells you now. Oh, that is so freaking convenient. So we're going to do a 15 by, I like to keep it an odd number. We'll do this. This is our home region. This is where we're going to build our colony. It's going to be long. And then I think we're going to set our growth things down here. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much, developers, for doing that. That's so cool. Wonder why it's still flashing. We're going to set our growing zone. And basically, as you add things, it becomes more of your zone there. So, oh my gosh, I love this. We're going to do 9 by 9. So it's actually, wonder if we could do that. So it's one before that. I want to make this mathematically make sense. Not really divisible by 40. Oh, nope. Cancel. Cancel. Oh, let's delete that zone. What did I do there? There we go. It's like, what did I just do? Let's look at that home zone again. And we, you know what, actually, let's see. Is it an order? Yeah. I've made a boo-boo. I think. Okay. So it's 2 up from that tree, 1 down from that tree. So 1, 2. I want to set this as a planning zone, and it's just hard for me to do that. So I'm going to put my fingers actually on the screen and do this. And you guys can't see what I'm doing. This is ridiculous. 15 by 41. So basically, setting this as a plan just says this is the area that I want to use. Now we can easily add the growing zone, which I feel much more comfortable about. So we'll do 9 there, 9 by 9 there. Oh, you know what? This is stupid because this is our, this is where we want to put our power station. Although that might work. Just build around it. We don't necessarily have to have one big building. We'll just keep on keeping on and see what happens. Okay, so we got our growing zone. You click on it, click on growing. Oh yeah, look at all this stuff we can grow now. So we'll definitely want potatoes. We'll definitely want some corn. Want some rice. We'll want some straw babies. Let's see, another growing pile we'll do here for, I'm going to do cotton. This might be excessive, but I'm doing it anyways. And I want to do another one. I want to do another growing pile specifically for this here. And I want to do this right here. Devil Strand is a really profitable good, but really it's just hard to grow that stuff unless you are doing the researched, what is it? Hydroponics, I think is what it is. And it's really hard to grow in this environment. I've already figured that out. So this stuff here will help you do sort of automatic, like, not healing. Yeah, I guess like medicine. It'll help you with medicine. So one of the things that I'm also going to need to do right away is do a stockpile. And so this is going to be basically where we're going to do most of our building. But I do think I want to do a stockpile up here. It's also 9 by 9. And another thing we'll want to do eventually, maybe we could put it in here, but no, we'll do it up here. The stockpile though, storage-wise, I don't want any corpses in there. Other than mechanoids. I don't want buried corpses, and I don't want any of these, because we can build graves for that. We don't want to do chunks, body parts. That's disturbing. You don't want to do chunks because you can actually set a dumping stockpile for that stuff. And in this case, it will allow corpses and chunks. But I won't allow anything to be rotten, and I'm not going to allow corpses, which automatically takes all that out. Because if we want to do that, we could easily set like an area over here for dumping. We do have another thing right there. Just bury them on the other. Let's just do it on the other side of this wall here. Let's make it not 3 by 6. Let's do delete that little chunk. And this is where all the bodies are going to go. So no chunks, no humanoids, no animal corpses, but we will allow not colonists because we want to give them a proper burial. So we'll do that. So that's where bodies will get buried on the other side of this wall. And I do realize that this is getting a little long. And then in terms of animal corpses, we will eventually do that as a refrigeration thing. So I think this is where we're going to build our colony, and hopefully things go smoothly. We'll definitely get into action in the next episode. Hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, I'll make up for those mistakes, crossing my fingers, in the next episode. So until next time, this is JPG. Go play your games, and I'll be seeing ya.